Thank you, everyone. Without your support and encouragement, this show won't be successful. Though we started only in the last couple of months' time, but I got lots of positive feedback and encouragement. And once again, welcome to my show. Today, we talk about a person, very inspiring personality, who touch your heart when you need, who will uplift you when you are down. So today's show, we welcome on behalf of myself and on behalf of 5 News Australia, Dr. Prarthana Pekiam. Welcome, Doctor.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Coming for the show, and I know that you got very tight schedule as a doctor, and 2 young kids and school kids, so you're very busy, but you accepted my request, and we really appreciate. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for that.
So this young doctor, she was a sports person while she was a student, and we'll discuss her sport, and she gone through lots of health challenges in her study time while she was in the university. That really changed her life to change others. So that inspiration, what she gone through, she almost, it's a very fatal illness, that's what I know. Then that really, that challenge, she took it, and she want to inspire other people to recover their problems and so to solve. And so here again, we would like to know about your sports period, that time of your, as a teenage girl, you want to, what kind of sports you are?
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Hanif, for taking me back to my memory lane.
Yes.
It's a really, really good experiences when I was growing up as a school student, and sports is my favorite. I play athletics, all of them. I do long jump and high jump.
Oh, that's very good.
I'm a very big sprinter,
Oh.
100 meters, 200 meters. But to get a championship, we should still do a long distance. So I did try once to do an 800 meters. And at that year, I still got into my championship for that year.
Yeah, I can see that. I requested doctor to show me all the certificates. So all our certificate is a handful.
Yeah. So my the best sport, what I did was at the time, like as an athletic sport, was high jump, because I have placed in my division level, which is before state kind of. Because at the time we had to do much of studies and everything, so this is something that I had to pursue, because I really, really love doing sports. And my brothers as well. I mean, both my brothers, elder brothers, they were also doing lots of sports. So that really was there for me, that I can also go there out and play mostly the athletic games, as well as some of the team events like Coco. I'm not sure whether you heard.
What is it?
It's called as Coco. It's a team game where girls play, which is very famous in my country. So that also I played, and netball and volleyball, and badminton. So in terms of athletics, it's definitely high jump. I just can jump like a monkey. My parents used to say. So you still do sports, play sports? Yeah, like I do play sports. Yeah, right now mostly like I kind of do with my husband. We have a table tennis.
I can see that. Yeah.
So I play table tennis, as well as I used to do this badminton before the COVID. So I used to do badminton as well, and I do my morning walks and everything. And personally at home as well, when it is winter, when it's busy with the routine of going to work and everything, I used to do some tummy things with my daughter, like tummy exercises, abs exercises, because it's really, really important. You have to have a good waist circumference, because that is a risk factor for heart diseases, as well as stroke and hypertension, cholesterol. So I concentrate on doing my ab exercises. Yeah, because even like, with as a mother with the 2 young kids, not lots of mothers, they just forget to do activities, but you continue because of your background of sports. Yes.
And it is very important, and I wish to tell my audience that sports is very important, regardless of whether you're a teenager or a mother or as a grown-up person, but sports make you keep going. And now we'll please explain your, as you're a student, as a teenager, you've gone through your health problem. It was about your heart.
Yeah, I would. It's called as. It has a funny name too. It's actually called as Takayasu's arthritis because it comes from a Japanese name.
Okay.
But the other way to say it is Pulseless Disease. Okay. So what it means is, it's not in your heart exactly. Mm-hmm. It's your arteries of your heart. So what it naturally happens with that it is called as an autoimmune disease.
Okay.
So your arteries, they think, like for example, your immune system, they think these arteries are foreign and they start fighting with it. For example, when you have a cold, you have your immune system go and fight it and win over. But in my body, my immune system thinks my arteries and the blood vessels, the cells in my arteries are foreign and they fight against it. So what it does by fighting against it, it causes blockages. So that is what Takayasu's arthritis is. Basically, I had very minimal symptoms when I was diagnosed. Actually, I had what we call is like a black curtain going in your eye. So that lasted for a few seconds. That's when my doctor straight away referred it to the cardiologists as well as people very specialized with this, vascular surgeons. And they found out, doing an angiogram, that I have this condition that where my arteries are blocked. And I would not even believe when they told me that I have got blocks in my neck arteries and my arm arteries and my abdomen arteries, and straight away they had to put something called a stenting, which open up your blocked arteries. For example, if that's an artery, if there is a block, they put a stent in and they open it up to keep the blood flowing. So they were like telling me, you have this condition and you have got, we have to put some stents in. And they put in 5 stents. There are 2 neck arteries and subclavian arteries. And that was, even putting the stent in was not a major shock to me. The other shock, I would say, what really shook me was something else. So they put this stent, but they also told me, I'm really, really lucky purely because I had lots of collaterals, which means some extra blood vessels were forming. I was like, how come you can have an extra blood vessel? They said that probably, and they know me, my history, and they said that I did lots of sports when I was young. So probably when there is a blockage, it is kind of like a bypass. Your body just knows to form some extra things to keep coping. So that is called as collaterals, extra blood vessels. So it formed by itself. So that really kept me going. So that's why I didn't even feel a thing. Like when they said that this is what is happening, it was kind of like, really? Are you really? It was a kind of like a shock to me because I could not expect anything, because I was extraordinarily performing as a student as well as I was doing my sports and everything, and to get with this diagnosis was a bit of a...
How old you were that time?
Yes. Yeah, actually I was 18.
18?
That's my first year of... I just entered into my medical college, my first year of medicine.
That very shocking.
Yeah, it was very shocking. But one thing is my brother was also there in the same college. So kind of, I was thinking, he was reading lots of stuffs in his anatomy where the blood vessels can go this way or that way. So whenever I felt my pulse, I can't feel it. So I thought my blood vessel is going somewhere else around this area or around that area. So I convinced myself that there was nothing wrong, until that day when they said that they had to do an angio, and they said that lots of blocks were found, and they put in stents, like 5 stents were there. That was in 18, when I was 18 years old. It's kind of like now it's like 20 years ago, I would say.
And it is as a person, like a sports person who's dedicated life in sports, as a champion, and going through this big surprise for yourself and your family maybe.
Yeah, definitely. I have to admit, I had a very big faith in God because it comes from my family, and I had a very supportive family. Okay. It was so strong. My brother was a doctor. Now he's a cardiothoracic surgeon. Then he was a doctor. He was almost completing his medicine as well. So they were all like another one. He's like a PhD doctor. Now he's in American Army. He's a major. They all were like big personalities in the sense that they were there for me. They were very supportive. The family was very supportive of it. And we had a big faith in God. Yeah. That really, we have to hang on to something when we have a challenge. For me, my thing is I was hanging on to the faith in God. Like that really kept me going. And honestly, nothing shook me until one thing. Like they say, oh, you have this and you have that. We have put 5 stents. What really shook me was the way I looked. The medicine I was put in was completely a disaster for me. I was a teenager. I was 18. I was like 45 kilos. I was just 45. And this medicine, within a period of 2 weeks, I was from 45 to 60. Ooh. That I could not. That really made me feel, oh, I have something. Till then, I did not like, oh, there's stent there or whatever. It was painful to put in the stent. That didn't shake me. But what shook me was like how I
gaining weight.
Like kind of like I gained weight. There was so much of pimples on me. The weight was there. I looked like, they call it a squishingoid, which means that you'll be like a lemon on a stick. Oh. Your arms and legs will be very thin and your body like a big pot. So that really shook me when I was young. I was 18. But I didn't stop there. I had a very supportive family, as I said. So I had to go in for a Tamil Nadu intermedical sports. They said that, and you would not believe, they asked me to volunteer as a sports secretary because I was still full of pumped up with energy. So I went in and I came as second in my high jump, which was actually, we were in papers.
Even during all these stents on your body.
That didn't stop me. And if you have to see that people were encouraging my family, were, you can do it. You can do it. So kind of like I went in there and I just came back with the medals, and that was like, that didn't stop. What defines is not the disease, how you take the disease and how you come out of it through the tunnel. Like it was challenging, it was really, and honestly, lots of people looking at me were very inspired. This girl, she has so many, because some people would know, why did she go for a break for every 3 months? I had to go and get my stenting done. Okay. Unfortunately, my stent it decided to block again. So I have been gone to an angioplasty, like the stenting, what I'm talking about, 11 times over the period of all my college. It's been a picnic out, or what would I say, like a holiday break to the hospitals to go and come back.
Because like a person who loves sports and person who loves studies and going through this within 5 years, and best time of a person like a teenage and coming to the adulthood, that will be really difficult. But because of your support within the family and your trust in yourself and trust in God, and you know that you can overcome. So confidence, I should say confidence in yourself make you change. Yeah. So what you learned during this period, what you thought about your future?
Yeah, definitely. I have to admit, like, I was a medical student. I didn't have much of an, like, till this incident happened. Like, so when I was treated in the hospital, the people were so kind. They're so compassionate. One part is like doing your job, like kind of like as a doctor or as a nurse. But more than that, there needs to be a human touch. There needs to be a hope. There needs to be some assurance. That came from the people who treated me over there. So that really so much, I took it to heart. Like if I become a doctor, like if I'm going to complete this, because whatever they are saying, like if I'm going to complete it, I want to make sure, because I being a patient, I can better understand my patients who are coming into my door. Like kind of like it's not only giving medicines, more than that, there is something that we can give them that can change their lives. So that was a take home, and I would never trade in for that. I'm really blessed and happy that I went through all these challenges and pain so that I can be a blessing for others, because I came out well. I should say God helped me come out well, so that experience that I carried, I can just give it to others, just to lift them up and give them hope and assurance and faith, and still doing the right thing and doing the best lifestyle they can. Because I have seen in front of my eyes the patients with the similar issues. It's a very rare disease, but in front of my eyes there was a patient whom I handled, died with bowel, which means that your tummy, there is an artery blockage, and he died in front of my eyes.
While you were a student?
When I was a student, yes. And another story was, there was my colleague's sister. She had a stroke, who had a similar thing like me. And I haven't seen anyone, but only one in my lifetime. I had a patient. She had a similar issue, but she was a smoker, and she had to have so many operations, and she had opened up through the skin. There were lots of pus bleeding, and she even left her job. So I felt lifestyle makes a big difference for this autoimmune condition as well. Apart from doing the right thing, like taking your medications and everything, lifestyle comes to like not smoking.
So here I would like highlight what you said is any illness, especially the autoimmune, SLE, SLE and lupus kind of things. And I'm not very common, especially among the female. Lupus is very common in Australia. And what you're saying is illness can be cured not just because of medication, but your lifestyle. Lifestyle has to change. So that is what you learn, and that's what you inspiring people to change. So what kind of lifestyle you can tell to the people?
Like kind of like now it's an era of stress. Anyone you COVID ask them, like they say like stress. And not only that, because it's a chronic illness, people can go get depressed.
Depression, yes. Fighting against depression is very important.
Exactly. So not everyone is the same. Like the way I react would not be the same way the other person react. I'm not judging anyone less, because if anyone has an issue, it is their own issue and it is unique to them. But there are certain things that can be done so that we can fight the battle better. For example, having an exercise regimen, or having something like, even if you're a very, very busy person, like you can still fit in the most important thing, like an exercise. And having a good diet, not using so much of fats in it, or lots of carbs, and not eating more of junks and all the fizzy drinks. So having a very good diet and having a very good, exercise
physical
activity, and sleep. Sleep is very more important, because lots of people take their worries to their bed. And they come on, think about it, and all those kind of things. So just try. Everyone's strategies are different. Some people dancing would help them to relax. Some people music would help them to relax. For me, it's a sport. So it can be different things to help them to relax and not stress over them. We can't change anything by worrying. So kind of like taking into, for me, my faith also helped. So if you are a spiritual person, just looking up to heaven and asking for help, and that can be an anchor for you, and just keep going.
That means it's a combination of many things. To change your own lifestyle, to make it a positive outcome, you have to depend on your faith in God, what you eat, your activities, sleep on time. Means lifestyle is actually changed. When I was thinking about this show, I gone through this book again. You can heal your life, and I'm sure that you know that. And I would like to highlight a few sentences from this book. I just read this page number 46. It says, "We all to have our lives change, to have situations become better and easier, but we don't want to have to change. We would prefer the way change. In order to have this happen, we must change inside." So the change starts from the inside. That's what made yourself. So because even carrying all these extra things in your body while you're an 18-year-old sports and medical student, but you know that you can change it. So change. There is no time limit. Even as a teenager, it's very hard because you have a world of dream that time, and now as an adult, people who go in their later stage of their age, but change is possible. That's what I see. So, what steps you have to take for a change?
Change, personally, for me, the change is not the ones which outside, the ones within. So even people say we say it is, we can't be like a whitewashed tomb, like kind of like outside. A person with depression, for example, even they can smile in front of you, and inside they'll be crying. So what goes within? Self-reflection. You needed to look up what needs to be changed.
Because again, I just refer to this book again. It says, it's very interesting here. It says this, Louis Hay saying that you should say that you should go to mirror and said, I am willing to change, And she said, repeat this often.
Yeah.
I am willing to change.
Yeah.
So change has to be done within you, and you have to change it. Because that's the only thing you can do in your own control.
Yes.
But all other things change then. When you change yourself, the world change around you.
Definitely.
That's what in your case.
Yes.
So what else you can give to the audience?
It's the way we perceive things is very important. That's what is a big part of cognitive behavioral therapy, we say. Like the way you think, that makes you the way you feel. The way you feel, that makes you to act. So this is called as a cognitive behavioral therapy. So if you're taking your disease as a big issue, and if you have a negative thought, you will feel negatively and you will act negatively. So if the same thing, if you can rearrange your brain and see it, this is a challenge, I'm going to come out of it very well. So your mind gets triggered in a way. Your perception says, yes, I can deal with it. And emotionally, you'll be ready for it. And your actions will be different. It's all in your mind that you can positively change it. You become what you believe. If I am believing that I'm going to come out of it beautifully, yes, you're going to come out of it. And that needs lots of rewiring and renewing your mind every day, each day. For me, I need to renew myself because we are more of an negatively built as humans. Like when we are, it's kind of like we say we have a flight or fight response for survival. So we more have a negative side to it. It's a kind of like telling our brain, no, this is the way it is. This is positive. Look into it and don't ignore your signs. Just accept it and work with it. Yeah, because there is a phase that people can ignore. They don't want. They are in a phase of denial. Oh, this is not me. I was earlier. Phase of denial, and then accept it and deal with it. When you accept it, you'll have a better. You will be in a better place to deal a situation rather than denying it. So that brings a positive change.
They face the reality.
Yes.
And understand the reality.
Yes.
This is your thing, and how you're going to achieve. Yes. Like a sports spirit is because you have to run 400 meters.
Yes.
And this was the record, for example, 8 seconds or 8 minutes. Then I have to make it 7.
Yes.
So that goal.
Yes.
So illness also you can change. This is my illness. And illness everybody got lots of different illness. Not just one yourself. But many people go through different illness as time passes. But that is your illness. How you can recover? First of all, you have to change. That's what Louis Hay said. Change, go to the mirror and say, I will change.
Yes.
I have to change myself.
Yes.
For the changing, for example, my eating habit,
yes,
my life routine,
yes,
my drinking, my smoking, my movement, like exercise, and sleeping pattern. Sleep means just for sleeping, not to take your mobile phone to the bed, for example.
Exactly.
So such things. So you have to be very strict with that.
Yes.
So anything else would you like to share with our audience?
Yeah, like ask for help if you're stuck. That is the most important thing. Don't be in a place thinking that there is no help and this is it. Everything, your mind has a big control of it. So if you think positively and deal with it, and there are lots of strategies we can work with it, and have a very good lifestyle, so that that will be so that your body is working for you rather than working against you. So don't be an enemy for yourself by having a negative thought. Have some positive thoughts, and personally I would say have some spiritual connections, so that you will have a better faith. Extraordinary things can be done as well, and lots of people who are in suffering, I really feel sorry, but suffering, I would say, is a part of making you a better person and an endurant person, and it will also teach us being patient too. On the whole, life is full of changes, and we got to embrace it and keep going with that.
So change is important, and illness can be treated through your change and your attitude, positive attitude, and correct support. So always ask for support. And a person like Dr. Prarthana, she inspired many people, and I have my own experience, and many people got the experience, and that kind of people, you will find it out when you really look for it. And then once you got change your life, you inspire other people. This is a chain, continue. If you got any support, you support others. That's how the life is. So change is important, and you have to change yourself. And thank you once again for coming and spending your valuable time with us, sharing your story. And one day I wish that you can write inspiring, because you got a very inspiring personality, and your sports person is still alive within you. That make you keep going.
Yes.
And we will share your certificate and like sports to inspire other people, because and once again thank you on behalf of 5 News and my show.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.